WNUS Studios presents Charlie Pose in People Talk, the show that talks to people.
Hello, I'm Charlie Pose, and this is People Talk, the show that talks to the everyday people in your community. Today's guests include a woman who collects exotic perfumes based on ordinary smells, a man who gets into heated debates with his pet turtle and loses, and a woman who believes she was abducted and left with an unexpected delivery.
And cut.
Jesus, is this all you guys could find? If I have to listen to one more story about an ant farm or the world's biggest ball of aluminum foil, I swear to God I'm going to burn this place to the ground. Who's next? You know, I've been a part of a lot of conversations before where I wondered if I really even needed to be there, but never so much as our last segment. Are we good? Our next guest is an extraordinary young woman named Jerry Ann Rice. She believes she was abducted, possibly by aliens, or maybe even Bigfoot, or potentially even George Hamilton. No one can say for certain, but we aim to get to the bottom of this mystery on this episode of People Talk. I would like to start off by saying you are an extraordinarily attractive young woman.
Charlie.
What? This is my show, isn't it? I can talk to people on my show, can't I?
Yeah, but do we really need another lawsuit?
Lawsuit? You're gonna talk to me about the fucking lawsuit? Turn that thing off. Tell us about your encounter. Why do you think it was aliens, or Bigfoot, or maybe even George Hamilton that abducted you?
Well, I was leaving my job at the library, and I turned down an alleyway for a bit of a shortcut when I noticed something behind a diner's dumpster. And I saw, maybe it was filled with a blinding light. When I came to, I was in an open field. I had a pain in my neck, and my underwear was on backwards.
And you have no recollection of the events that transpired?
No, nothing.
Of the three potential abductors, which do you believe is the most likely, and why?
Well, aliens make the most sense because of the blinding light and the open field and all. But when I came to, my who's what's this was all mussed up.
Indeed. Who's really did muss her what's-this? Are aliens known to engage in this kind of behavior?
Oh yes, from what I've read, they muss a lot of what's-this.
So what about Bigfoot? What makes you think that he could be the father?
Well, my whole body was sore, like I had been handled by someone or something of great strength. And, well, figured it had to be something close to a man.
Indeed. And now, for the final one, George Hamilton. Certainly an oddly specific choice. And also, old George has got to be pushing 80 to 85 years old by now. What makes you think that he could just drag you into an open field, render you unconscious, and then have his way with you?
Well, I vaguely remember what happened to me, but I have these sudden rushes of memories or feelings that come to mind. The howl of the wolf, the widow's peak, the gleaming of the long white dagger, and this song, I Love the Nightlife in New York City.
Well, what now? You've been left with this new responsibility. Have you made any attempt to contact the father to get him to provide support or accept responsibility or even acknowledge paternity?
No, not at all. He got some poo nanny, and then poof, into thin air. Now I got this baby to take care of. I didn't sign up for that.
Well, and serving papers to little green men or Maybe to Sasquatch could be a tall order. But what about George Hamilton? He's a well-known and widely regarded figure throughout the world. Surely you must have been able to contact him or his estate to acknowledge or accept paternity.
Oh, I have, and their only response was to file a restraining order against me.
A sight we've seen too often in our community. The plight of the single mother, abandoned to fend for herself and her child, as the scourge of deadbeat dads creates yet another generation of irresponsible adults. How will you feed and care for this child?
Well, I think I'll manage.